Good afternoon, I'm John Melby and this is Gaming with Madness. We're going to talk today a little bit about a game called Love Letter. It's a micro game with only 15-20 cards, very quick and simple. You're trying to outwit everyone else to win the favor of a princess. Love Letter is a simple game where you have a card in your hand, you draw a card and play a card. At the end of the round, somebody is going to win a favor, and once you get 4 or 5 favors, depending on player count, you win the hand of the princess and win the game. This was a unique game that came out in 2012, the first of a whole series of micro games that only has a few pieces. You have a bag for the game, a bunch of tokens, 21 cards, some cheat cards for everybody and rules, and that's all there is in the game, which costs, I don't know, $10 to $15 these days, and there's been a whole bunch of spin-offs of this game. It lasts about 20 minutes. The first version had 16 cards in 2012. Later on, it was expanded in 2019 to, I think, 21 cards, and the current version plays between 2 and 6 players. The game lasts maybe 20 minutes, maybe a little longer with more players. I usually think about 4 players is the right spot. Essentially, you play a series of rounds. At the end of round, somebody is going to get yourself a token, and eventually, after a bunch of rounds, somebody has enough tokens to win. So, to play Love Letter, you start off by taking one card and setting it aside face down. I can cheat and look for this, just an example, but then everybody gets a single card, and then you play a series of rounds where, as a player, I draw a card, look at these 2 cards, and play one. For example, I'm going to play a priest. And these cards have a bunch of different effects. Some things help you, some things attack other players. The main thing that goes on is you can get people kicked out of the round. So when you kick them out of the round, they're not there. You keep going until only one person is left in the round. So all you do is draw a card, play a card. There are 21 different cards, numbered 0 through 9. The top 3, Prince, Countess, and King, there's only 1 copy of them. Most of the rest, there's 2 of each card. The cards have values, they see 0 through 9, and sometimes the value comes into play. All of them slightly different powers. For example, this guy played a guard, and that says, he points to someone like me, says, show me your card. He gets to see it, nobody else, so he goes, I have a priest. So what does that mean? Well, if I draw a card and play it, I go, I have a priest. I look at his card. He has a card called a spy. That's important because then later, if I happen to have a guard, which we'll steal this for purposes, I'll play, I look at you, do you have a spy there? And if he does have a spy there, that kicks him out of the round. So now it's just down to these 2 players for the round. And one of us is going to win the round here. The various things, the cards do a whole bunch of things. The priest lets you peek at a card, guards lets you name somebody and say, do you have a king? And if he does, he's out of the round. There's a protection card. There's a lot of different values there. At the end of the round, if there's still players left, when the deck runs out, we basically turn up our cards and compare the values. Whoever has the highest value wins. So that's basically the whole play of the game. You can see the rules are very quick and simple. A little bit of subtlety, you're basically guessing what everybody else is going to play. All right, so the nice thing about Love Letter is it's a quick, simple game. It's cheap. It's in a very small form factor, fits in this bag. You can carry it anywhere. It plays quickly. Even if people haven't played it before, they'll pick up the game in about 2 minutes. It's nice. It only lasts about 20 minutes. It's a little bit cutthroat because you're knocking people out of the game. Normally I wouldn't like that, but because the game is so short, nobody really takes it seriously and nobody gets really upset about that. So it's really good for both competitive gamers and families. The only little bad thing is a very minor nip. If you play with a lot of players, it can get a little bit longer than the filler they like, but that's not a big deal. The one nice, interesting thing about this, it started in 2012. They re-implemented this a lot. They got a lot of interesting themes on it. They had a Batman version. They had a, let's see, what else? They had, I think, a Munchkin version. They had a bunch of versions. A lot of those are no longer in print and actually are going for surprising amounts of money. Currently, we've got the current version of Love Letter out, and we've got Love Letter Infinity Gauntlet. That's a Marvel property, which is a really neat version of it. Puts one player as Thanos against 1 to 5 other players who are trying to kill him before he completes his set of Infinity Stones. All nice things here, a lot of different options. It's quick and simple. Thank you for watching. Good day.